So Gash, first off, your pre-season schedule is done and dusted, so just reflecting upon the last month, how do you feel as those went?
It's been good. We've had a lot of new players coming in from last season's 18s. We've had a couple of new signings that have come in from elsewhere as well. Overall, we've had a good start of pre-season. Got played some really tough teams, which we wanted to do. So we knew that Premier League next season is going to be a hard league. So we wanted to get them tough games in, like say Easington from the Northern League. We played a couple from the Premier League now in Burden and Cramlington. So we needed to get them in, test the lads out, make sure they're fit and ready for the start of the season. So it's been a good pre-season. Results weren't important, but we've done really well in the games as well.
Yeah, and looking at the friendlies that you've had, when you're booking games, how important is it that you have a variety of tests? You have faced a lot of physical, experienced sides, some in the Northern League, but then you have faced South Shields and 19s, Chelsea Street United, who've got a really young side. So just how important is that?
Yeah, it's vital to be fair. It's more, you want to play teams where you're not going to have the ball at times, so you get your shape and you get lads in positions where they need to be when we haven't got the ball. A lot of next season will be physical, so we know some of the teams will be physical. So we need that physical encounter to see how lads react to them types of games as well. And they've come through them all really well. I think barring the Easington game where we got beat 4-2, the rest of the games I think it's been very close games. So there hasn't been much in them. So all of them we've had to work hard to get the ball. When we've had the ball, we've used the ball really well. We've kept it well. Some of the passages of play we've had during the pre-season has been excellent.
Yeah, you say results don't really matter in pre-season, but the fact that you haven't really been beaten too hard and all the games have been quite close against teams in and around you, that surely is good signs.
Yeah, excellent. Like I said before, the boys worked extremely hard all the pre-season. In the first couple of weeks, the running in the ball work in the sessions was great. And they've all come back with points to prove. To be fair, we've had a big squad. We've done that deliberately because we knew obviously there was 6 training with the first team. So we brought in extra ones. We've had a look at people. Some of it hasn't worked. We'll try to move them into other teams where we can. We'll help them. We'll try to get other teams. But like you said, it's good that we've actually been in all the games and we've won the majority of them. I think we've come away with losing 2, I think, and drawn 1 as well. So it's been a good workout for them all.
Yeah, you spoke about recruitment there, and you have lost a few established players, like Gabriel Badders went to Bolton. I think Jack Robertson obviously has had a break, but in terms of the lads who have come in, how have they fitted in?
Excellent, to be fair. We've had 5 or 6 of them from the 18s what we had last season. They've come in and at times they're like a breath of fresh air to the squad. And they've got no fear, so they're coming in and they're just playing football, which is what it's great. You want them to play football, you want them to get on the ball. Like some Gabe and Jack, they've went on. Gabe's gone on to move himself and test himself at that high level, which he's always wanted to do. Jack's taking a break at the moment with his girlfriend, I think it is, that's pregnant. She's due very soon, so he's going to take a break to help her. So again, it's unfortunate that we're losing them, but the lads that have come in have been excellent as well. So it's not that we've lost players. I think we've gained good players as well. So it's great to see that way.
Yeah, just on the topic of players testing themselves, several lads getting a crack at first team football this year. Most notably Ryan Hardy and Dan Savage scoring. Cameron Inglis being involved quite a bit as well. So just as a manager who's played a big part in their progression, that must fill you with a lot of pride.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to see them when they're coming on the pitch, and you can see their enthusiasm with the first team, and they're getting good. They've had minutes with the first team, which is great. And selfishly, it's good when they come back to us because they've been and tested themselves at that higher level, so they know they can do it. They're all good enough to do it. So when they come back to us, it helps us as well. So we can possibly go to that next level with them and the team, and being in the standards that they set themselves in when they're with the first team, we want to keep them when they come back to us as well.
Yeah, speak to us about your first game. Obviously, the coming Saturday, you've got Wallington, who finished 3rd last season, so it's going to be a tough season. No doubt they have changed a few squad members here and there, but what are you expecting from them?
It'll be a hard game. Like I said, we know that we've got two of the best strikers from last season that we've still got, and they played the majority last season. I think they were top scorers in the league, the two centre forwards that they've got. So it's going to be physical up front for them. But we go with, like we said before, we go with confidence, bit of no fear with the younger team, and it's a case of if we do what we want to do, then only ourselves will probably beat ourselves if we get embroiled in things that we don't need to get embroiled in, like some battles on the pitch. As long as we win individual battles and we come away with points, wins, it's great that way. We'll look at it more closely during the week. We'll work on specific things that we want to work on in training, possibly go out of shape, keeping the ball better, moving the team around. So we're missing a few players next week with holidays, but I guess they'll will the same. You know what I mean? It's early on in August, kids' holidays, and a lot of teams at this moment will still be building squads for the season. You know, because there's that many holidays and festivals and stuff like that. So it's early on in August. I don't think we'll see much from ourselves or anyone as to where they'll be at the end of the season. You know what I mean? It'll be a tough season. Wallington will be up there again, I would have thought, and then we've got Burden after that, who finished second last season. So it's a baptism of fire kind of thing going into the Premier League. We're playing last season's third and second teams, so it's going to be a hard start forward, but like I said, we'll go with confidence.
Yeah, just on the topic of Burden Newfield, you've got them, I think it's on the Wednesday straight after, so quite close. I know you played them just recently in a pre-season game. I believe it's quite physical, but you drew 2-2, so can you use that at all going in that one?
Again, we're going with confidence. Can we read anything into yesterday's game? Possibly we know what we're going to be up against, but we'll have the same team out. Will we have the same team out? It's a Wednesday night. Will lads be at work? I know they were missing players yesterday because the Newcastle races were on, so will that team change much? You know, so it's all, again, like I was saying before about being early in August. It's them holidays, so we'll read into it. We'll know we'll be in for a tough test. But I know they will be thinking the same now, like that they'll be thinking these lads they can do it. They're not here just to be the whipping boys in the league.
Yeah, and the way that the league's planned out, you've got several. I think you play near enough every midweek in the first month of the season, and a lot of them games are away from home. I think you've only got 2 or 3 home games in August. So, do you start looking at that? You know, is fixture congestion something on your mind at all, or how are you prepared for that?
Obviously, we'll not be training for August, so. Because with the midweek games being on, we'll be playing Saturday, Wednesday, I think it is, for the first 4 weeks. But it's good. You want them games early on. When it comes to Decembers and Januaries, we know that pitches in the league and not just ours will be probably out of bound with the rain and stuff like that. So to get them in early, a lot of them away, like you said. So it's going to be a hard start out on the road kind of thing, but come the end of the season, I think last season, for instance, I think we had 10 to 12 games in April. So if we can keep the squad that we've got and we'll keep them all fit, then it'll be great and it'll be good to see. It's building them minutes up in the first games. Obviously, most of them got 90 minutes in the belts over pre-season, but that first run of games, it'll get the fitness up, and obviously hopefully we'll get some points on the board and kick on straight away.
Yeah, I asked you this question last month, and you know, what expectations are you going for this year? You said mainly it's about consolidation, you know, mid-table finishes. Is that still the case?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully a cup as well. Let's point in a cup there. But consolidation, mid-table, I think it'll be a great season for one where the lads are aiming higher. So that's their own personal goals as well, you know. So, but looking at the league, it'll be a tough league. It will be tough. All the games are going to be. Like I said last time, I can't see anyone that's going to be cut adrift or anyone that might run away with it at the moment. It could be a very hard league from top to bottom kind of thing, so every game's going to be points that you're going to have to work for, and you're going to have to play at your best every game, and that's probably what's cost us in previous seasons, where we had that inconsistency in games where heads would go down, would lose with heads, and would come away with either a draw where we should have won the game, where we'd hide away in the last minute, or we'd lose a game because we just weren't at it. And that's not taken away from any of the teams that have beat or drew with, but on the day, last season, the season before, we should have got myself promoted a lot earlier than I would do.
Yeah, I don't want to use the term underdogs because you have got quite a strong side, but getting the final promotion place from the First Division last year, coming up to the Premier Division for the first time, is there an element that you can play without pressure, you can play without fear, teams aren't expecting, don't know what to expect from you, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think a lot of teams will know what we'll be about. I know that from a couple of teams that have already played already, and I know there's been teams watching and stuff like that, so a lot of teams will have done the homework on and will know that we'll want to keep the ball, want to play football from the back, so they will try and put under high pressure, but there's no pressure on the lads. They'll go into each of the games, we never put any pressure on them, we'll just go and play with the freedom that they should have, you know what I mean? They should all love playing football, turn up and playing, so hopefully they can still do it next season. They'll come and enjoy it and they'll play football the way they should be playing.
Yeah, just personally, yourself and Brownie, coming into your first season in the Premier Division, just as managers, you do want to challenge yourself as high as you can, so on a personal note, just how much are you looking forward to getting this all underway on Saturday?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Again, you always want to play at the highest level. You wanted to play at the highest level, you want to coach at the highest level. In the Alliance League, we've made it, we're now in the Premier League, can we go and do what we can do ourselves as well and set the team up the best way you can as well.